Listen, the All-Star game being a complete joke should not be a surprise to anybody. This has been happening now for a couple of years, and every year they try to implement new things to make it interesting. Nobody gives a shit. Here's what the NBA needs to do, bro. Do the skills competition. Give me a one-on-one contest. That would be cool. Get a one-on-one tournament with the best players in the NBA. There's a cash prize. You got to make it enough for them to give a fuck. You know what I mean? And do the three-point shootout in the dunk contest, okay? And with the dunk contest, bring in whoever the hell you want. Doesn't have to be an NBA player. G League players, the dudes that get popular on YouTube with millions of views doing all the crazy dunks they do, bring those dudes in. Just make it interesting. Make it entertaining. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Here's what happened to NBA All-Star Weekend. NBA players started making $200 million. That's what happened. What reason do they have to give a shit about a meaningless game? They have all of the money in the world. You can't make it worth their while. These dudes weren't making this kind of money in the 80s and the 90s. So you keep showing me these old clips of NBA All-Star games from back in the day, and you're like, look how much they cared. Look at the effort. They were really trying to win the game. But at the same time, I can't figure out why they were trying to win the game. Why did they care about a meaningless game? Nobody gives a shit. So here's what you do. You give the players off for a week. You have a couple of interesting events, skills competition, one-on-one tournament, three-point shootout, dunk contest. Bring whoever the hell you want into the dunk contest. Doesn't even have to be NBA players. Just give the players off for a week. You know what? Have a bunch of competitions with players that are not NBA players. Just give the NBA players off for a week and have them all come to an All-Star weekend and watch other people do things. Why not do that? Nobody cares, bro. Get rid of the All-Star game itself. Completely. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Get rid of the All-Star game. Get rid of the Pro Bowl. Get rid of the Major League Baseball All-Star game. Get that shit out of here, bro. Nobody gives a shit. Get rid of it. Do a couple of skilled events. It doesn't even have to be NBA players. Just give them off for a week and call it a day. Last night was embarrassing, really. Like and I streamed it, and it was something to watch in a time where there's no NBA games going on and no real sporting events going on. So we watched it live on Playback TV. Which, by the way, shout out to everybody that came through there. Playback.tv/RunItBackPhilly. If you're not part of that community yet, what are you really doing? But the program itself was like 7 hours long, bro. I swear to God, the intro from 7:30 from the broadcast started. The game didn't tip off until 8:45, and then they had about a 2-hour halftime performance. They did a whole other LeBron James celebration for him breaking the record, which is like, bro, you already did that when he broke the record in the middle of a fucking game, and now you're going to make me sit here for another hour at the halftime of a game that I shouldn't even be watching because it's pointless. And then you honor Karl Malone, who we're not even going to go there. The game itself was a joke, bro. And it was a 5-hour program. But everybody's mad that these players don't care about the All-Star game. I need you to answer me a question. Why should they care? The NBA's struggling to get players to care about regular season games right now. They're trying to figure out ways to get players to stop load managing and get players to stop resting on Monday night games in the middle of December that don't actually matter. You're not going to get them to care about an All-Star game. Do a half-court shootout competition. That's what it was anyway. All they were doing was jacking 50-foot threes the whole game. I know everybody's mad that they don't care anymore, but why should they?